meeting today. So today is 28th. This is a weekly meeting that we do every Saturday from 8 to 10. And we choose this time just to allow people to get to this meeting as quick as possible and they can start their weekend. So as you join in, please put your name on a chat, where you're joining us from, a little bit about you. This is networking. Let's get to know one another during these 2 hours. We will have a great session today with Mr. Peter Vermaak, who will talk to us about Agripreneur. So exciting, exciting time. Just some house rules, like we all know. Please keep your remain muted unless when you want to speak. And yeah, so let's really just interact. So what will happen today is that there will be a brief introduction, like what I am doing now. Then Mr. John will also share something on manufacturing. Then we're gonna have a presentation from Mr. Peter and to talk to us about the topic of today. Then after that, the presentation will be 20, minutes or so. Then it will be B2B. Get ready, prepare your 1 minute presentation. Oh, sorry, your 1 minute introduction. That you will be able to introduce to the audience. Please be reminded that the meeting is being recorded. Right, like I said, this B2B virtual series is a unique, really weekly power pack meeting that we have initiated as part of build up toward our Africa Partnership for Growth that happens every November. So this November we will be in Cape Town, precisely in Cape Town, South Africa, where we will be meeting. So it is a build-up towards that event. It allows participants, it allows those who would like to attend the B2B to actually get to know, or to attend the APG, to actually get to know what APG is all about, but also to interact with potential delegates that we are expecting. Yes, talking about the delegates that we are expecting, definitely it will be such an exciting time. We have so far over 15 countries that have confirmed their participation, and the APG is followed by an exciting award ceremony where we award male and female leaders on a continent that are promoting women's development agenda. So it is an exciting time. So before I actually tell you more about our speakers, and I would like to just give you a hint of what APG is all about. So just a 1 minute information that it will be on video. Just 1 second while I share that video with you. Okay, my screen is acting, but just please bear with me. Acting. Let me restart. Good. will restart again. Please bear with me. Right, not giving me what I want. Just bear with me. One moment. Shall be there. We'll try again. Right. Let's see if this time I will win. There we go. Oh no, the wrong one. Wrong video. 1 second. Get with you. Wrong video for now. We bring the correct one up. Right. We got the correct video now. Thank you so much for your patience. Let me see if I've got the correct one now. Great. So if you are not yet registered, please do so. My colleague Marga, you can put a link on the chat. So welcome again. Today we are discussing how to grow more agripreneur in Africa. And we will have the Agribusiness Development Corporation, ADC, represented by Mr. Peter Vermaak, who will present to us today about the latest technology solutions, and also we're going to explore a number of business opportunities. Hence, the B2B is very important, where we'll be sharing about where the opportunities, what are we doing, who knows, by sharing there could be connections that will be made. However, before we get to Peter, let's get Mr. John to actually talk to us briefly, 5 minutes, talk to us about the importance of manufacturing on the continent. Thank you so much. John, your turn.
Um, Good morning, Africa. I hope you
Can you
are
put your video up, please?
all right. Good morning, Africa. I think my videos are not really working very well. Just to show my face, and then I'll be talking without that, just in case to avoid anything. Yeah, once again, good morning, Africa, from wherever you are and came from, and especially for those who just took the courage to be here this morning. And I just want to say to you, well done, because we are living in a very crucial time in Africa now, and that is about bringing Africa up in terms of promoting Africa as the ground for development. And agriculture is one of the fields that when Africa have really to stand up as a giant in the continent, and mineral will always be there, but agriculture is the number one. And speaking about manufacturing, let me remind you that myself, I've been working in the manufacturing for at least 7 years. Part of my work as a business development director, and been working with companies such as Wella. Everyone in South Africa, in Africa, knows who will understand what Wella mean. And then what has become today Procter and Gamble. So the world of manufacturing in Africa is in South Africa and Africa is something that is very important, because when we speak about manufacturing, we're looking for in terms of how the raw material can be changed to the product that everyone can see now in the supermarket, or joining what we are calling the chain, supply chain. So it's very, very important. So when we speak about meeting in this time about agripreneur, we're talking about agro-processing, and the market for growth that what we can benefit. Any agripreneur can benefit from that when it comes to agriculture. So why is it agro-processing very important? Agro-processing is very important because it is an establishment which diversifies the food market by processing raw material and providing variety of food. Agro-processing industry are considered as the most important setup to prevent post-harvest losses of agriculture products as well as livestock. So when we focus on agriculture, we are looking at agro-processing, and by agro-processing, we enter into the world of manufacturing. Why that is very, very important? Because we have in Africa a lot of raw materials, and when we have the raw materials as a product in Africa, we need a mechanism to transform them, and by transforming them, those products can end up in the main supply chain. And that's where the big money comes from. That's where the big money comes from. So any agripreneur in Africa dealing in the field of agriculture need to discover that the way to go for the future is in manufacturing. When you use your raw material, you transform it into something that you can introduce to the supply chain. That way you will become rich. You understand? And that process can be only completed through manufacturing. So when you do that, you enter into the supply chain market. By supply chain, I want to speak about the supply chain as a local market in the continental and the global market. And when you go in that field, that way you will reap all the benefit. The idea is that when you are agripreneur, you have to move from the formal to from the informal to the formal, because most of the time agriculture in Africa is led by most of the time by women. But women can only produce what they can. But Africa today is living in the way that we need to produce not only for our own home, but to enter into the main supply chain. And the only way to do that is by manufacturing. If you look today in Africa, especially in the field of promoting RPG, you will see that a lot of small agripreneurs are marking the way into entering the market of manufacturing. We saw some video coming, for example, from Malawi, where I was so impressed to see women manufacturers in Malawi are taking bold step in terms of using every raw material that is in Malawi and manufacturing, bring something that really can join the main supply chain. And by joining the main supply chain, that's where it's coming, because there is a lot of chance for your product, not only to end up in 1.3 billion African consumer, but also to go overseas. And by the time your product move overseas, what does it bring? It bring foreign what we call excuse me, just something is just a moment, please. Yeah, so by the time your product out onto global market, the main advantage is what you have a revenue, and that revenue comes under forms of a foreign currency. And when you have a foreign currency coming onto your business, and your business starts growing, you have a capital flow that to grow, and by that capital flow that to grow, you have a chance now, to amplify your investment. So it's by going manufacturing that African in agriculture that will start seeing a lot of benefit coming to them. And that's why I wanted to speak about manufacturing. And when you speak about manufacturing, you also speak about machinery. And I believe that that's what will come next with the second person that will take over from now. So when we speak about manufacturing, there is one fact that is very important that I would just like to put as a bullet. Speaking about the manufacturing phase, you have to look on your product, and then you have to look on your label, and then you have to look in quality control. Because most of the time, when things are manufactured in Africa, the big company who do it in the best way, most of the time, for your product to enter into the big market, you have to look on your product. By product, it's the quality of the product, the way the product is, how the product is structured. That is very, very important. And then you look in the label. Africa are used to present their product in the old way fashion. That need to change if you want your product to compete to the big market. So your label is a part of your image. So image is everything. So the more you use the label, the more you use the packaging that reflects the image of your brand, the more your brand have the chance to enter into the market. And then there is a quality control. When you want to feed the world or feed Africa, quality becomes something that is very, very important. So when you deal on those three facts, you will succeed in terms of entering the world of manufacturing. And I believe for now, with the time that was given to me, that was very, very important. And I can only wish everybody that is dwelling in the world of agripreneur and embarking the journey in manufacturing good luck, because when we speak about manufacturing, when it comes especially with African product, that's where the future is. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, John. Thank you for that word to encourage us. Manufacturing is the future, is actually the future of the continent. If we really want to move to the next level of our economic development, we need to embrace manufacturing. So without any further ado, I would like to invite Mr. Peter Vermaak from ADC, who will introduce to us about new technologies, revolutionary technologies that will allow us to actually achieve what Africa need to achieve to feed the world, but most importantly, to feed Africa. Peter, over to you.
Good morning, all. Madeleine, thank you very much. Can everybody see and hear me?
We can see you
Wonderful,
and
wonderful.
we can hear you.
Madeleine, thank you so much for this opportunity, and greetings to everybody on the forum and those that will watch afterwards when they see the copy of this program. John, thank you very much. I could not agree with you more. It's something that we see all the time, is that raw materials taken out of Africa, processed, value added, and then we buy those items back at a huge cost. And I think it is vital that Africa starts adding value to its own produce, specifically in the agricultural space. I think it is incredibly important for the future growth of Africa. And we don't just make people rich through that. What we do is we grow communities. I mean, how often are we seeing right now that so many young people are wanting to leave the rural areas and go to the cities? Why? Because there are no opportunities in the rural areas. But as soon as we start adding value in the rural areas, then we start maintaining people. There's admin positions, there's accountants, there's many more that are required. There's maintenance staff that are required and keep the youth in the rural areas with the heart of Africa. So thank you very much, John. I couldn't agree with you anymore. Then just quickly from myself, I am representing ADC this morning. Henny sends his regards, and he is very sorry that he cannot be with us today. Unfortunately, he is ill in bed. Before I speak about agro-processing, I'll just give you a quick background on ADC. And excuse me if I'm looking to my right, I'm just looking at another screen for a moment. ADC is the African Development Corporation, of which Henny van der Merwe is the CEO. The Agribusiness Development Corporation is a South African enterprise specializing in planning, structuring, developing, and the management of integrated agricultural, agro-processing, and rural development projects. That is the main company. Below that is the ADC Africa Group, and this is where I am part of the ADC. The ADC Africa Group is an expert agribusiness network of more than 60 local and international companies working together to provide holistic, turnkey product and project solutions appropriate to the needs of the African market. We in Africa, we travel through Africa often. And when I say Africa, I'm including South Africa. So many people seem to think Africa is north of South Africa, but we're all Africa. Just a bit of background on ADC. There are a couple of sectors that the ADC deals with in crop production, livestock sector, agricultural mechanism, water irrigation, and agro-processing. On the crop production side, we have companies, and what I'm speaking about now is not necessarily everything that ADC does, but what the 60 plus companies within the group do. And holistically, we can provide a solution for you. We have, for instance, fertilizer blending plants. So instead of buying fertilizer in, people can create plants in the rural area that blend and manufacture their own fertilizer for their communities. We have expert, very specialized fertilizer products that from a separate company that is specific to very specific areas and crops that are being grown. We have computerized fresh market produce control systems that most of the fresh markets in South Africa run on that system. The company is within the ADC. And then from implements, we have from completely mechanized and automated equipment to handheld manual processes that the entrepreneur can use to start out. So we cover a wide variety of implements, be it planters, harvesters, tilling equipment, over a wide variety. And I'm going over this fairly quickly just to give you a background of ADC before I go into the agro-processing. Organic fertilizer manufacturers, pesticides, fungicides, soil improvements, biostimulants. We have all these companies that can add value to the entrepreneur starting out. Greenhouses and controlled environment growing. PlusNet is a company that provides netting that you will see as you drive through the agricultural areas, specifically in South Africa. Netting has become a huge part of their success, in that they throw away so much less waste because of sunburn and pests coming in. Then on the livestock side, we have access to veterinary services. We have intensive farming mechanisms, aquaculture, bringing fish farming and vegetable or fruit processing together. And we go on through to data capturing on livestock, intensive poultry and pig farming, abattoir equipment and setups. We have companies that can deal with each and every one of these sectors to help you. The mechanism, we go from aviation and crop spraying right down to really simplistic implements that a startup farmer can use, and he doesn't have to do it manually anymore. It's semi-automated, which speeds up his process enormously. And I can go on through all of that. On the irrigation, on the water side, we have soil. We have probes that can check your soil, your water content, so you're not overwatering or underwatering, and that can alert you via SMS on your phone, or you can go check manually exactly when is the right time to water, because so often farmers are watering when they don't need to, or they're not watering when they do need to. And it's these simple, simplistic, how can I say, disciplines that really introduce your yield and your production. We do dams, tanks, mechanical irrigation systems, center pivot irrigation, and we can really look after the whole value chain of what can be done in the agro space. But today I'm really here to talk more about agro processing, and I will just share my screen quickly. Just give me 2 seconds. Are you able to see my screen?
Yes, Peter, we can.
Thank you. Okay, so under the Agri Development Corporation, my company, Agro-Processing Solutions, looks after the processing side within the agri space. Just to give you a bit of background of myself, I currently am busy with an entrepreneurial program that has just been, we're really busy with our pilot project at the moment in the Eastern Cape in South Africa. That is in conjunction with a very close friend and colleague of mine, Tim White, who runs FBSA, First Business South Africa. And we're the largest retail localization program in South Africa. Basically, what we're doing at the moment is taking entrepreneurs, some of which are agro entrepreneurs, and trying to get them from a point of subsistence to commercialized operations. Exactly what John had mentioned. So from the informal to the formal sector, and looking at a system where we can assist them not only in just giving them a production solution, but assisting with HR, their processes they follow, what steps are in place to improve security, and then walking a road with them to normally a 5-year plan, and to hand over a system that is sustainable to them. We don't want to put something down and walk away. We take hands and walk with them. And of those currently, there are 2 women that own these businesses, that are the entrepreneurs. We're looking at fruit juices and jams. We're looking at fresh fruit juices. We're looking at somebody who's making a super juice out of juice and a wheat grass extract. So the entrepreneur is very, very important to us, and there is a system that we have that can assist and help, and we can walk a road with. It is vitally important to us. I'm busy with 2 other women in South Africa at the moment, both looking at butternut processing. Processing butternut into a puree and eventually into a powder or a flour, and the associated products that can be done with it. Very exciting, and the one is getting very close to take off at the moment, which is a very, very exciting space for us. And again, both entrepreneurs started small and are moving up and are entering the formal market. But with that, I just wanted to go over some of the processes that we can offer within the ADC group. Basel Business Opportunities is a company with extensive experience in design and manufacture of semi-automatic poultry equipment. They do other things as well, but do specialize on the poultry side of things. As you can see from the photo at the bottom, it is small scale. It is not large, but it is a really lucrative market. And prior to this, unfortunately, I don't have his company on my presentation today, because I was it just sprung on me a bit late. But we have somebody that really specializes in putting up mobile poultry houses where you can grow chicks from day olds right up to the time of slaughter. And he gives a whole solution: the housing, the watering, the feeding, keeping the environment correct for the chicks up to the chickens, and that would precede this. And then from that, you would go into the abattoir side. Basel also has egg laying racks and egg incubators, and then if you look at the actual abattoir side, we start off with a stunner blender where the birds are stunned for humanitarian purposes. They then bled out. After that, they're going into hot water for scalding to get the feathers off. The feathers can mechanically be removed with a plucker with rubber fingers that remove it. From there, the bird is hung onto a monorail that moves down, where the innards are removed manually, and the bird is cleaned. From there, it goes to a portion cutter. The carcass can then be cut into the specific portions, and into a packaging cone where the plastic bag could go over the end of the cone. The portions can be placed in the top and easily fill the bag without dirtying the outside of the bag. And as you can see, very simplistic equipment aimed at the startup. And please, as we go through, I cannot cover everything, so we're just covering certain examples of topics that we can cover, and then we can afterwards talk about a wider range of products that we can assist with. We have various suppliers of dryers and heat dehydrators. We all know in Africa how much fruit there is available, and often without a cold chain, if we can dehydrate and go into dried fruit and vegetables, there is a huge market for that locally as well as for the export market. There's a big market for Europe, specifically things like dried mangoes and so forth. So we can do dehydrators for various hot water systems that use heat to dry the produce. We can use steam dryers, hot water, gas. We look after the flow control optimization, which is absolutely vital in getting a quality product out at the end of the day. And then we can do open tray or open net systems. Just to give you some schematic of what it can look like, we can have fixed standing hydrators, dehydrators in a building. We can have container dehydrators that we can move around, various forms of heating, and then your control of your airflow through the dryers, which is vitally important. At the end of the day, you sit with a product that can be used locally, can be kept for a long period of time without cold chain, and more importantly, can be exported as well. And that is where the revenue comes in that John spoke about. What we do largely as well is how do we get to the stage of getting to the pieces or processing the fruit so it can be dehydrated. I will deal with that when I deal with my company. But then another company that we also represent is CFAM Technologies, based in South Africa. They are absolutely leaders in extrusion of produce, working from legumes to pulses, soya, cassava, maize, a wide variety of products that can be processed through this. The very high on snacks. For instance, your corn is often used for snacks, instant porridges and cereals, plant proteins, where we are processing plants to look more and more like material, or more like meat, as some people do go into vegetarianism. Aqua feed plants, pet food plants, and then special purpose plants. CFAM has a really good research and development part of their company where they produce, they do product development, product testing. I know some of my clients out of Zimbabwe have actually been there to run their products, test their products before going to market, sensory evaluation, and sample production to help you get into the market. And this is just an example of what they do. You can see this, the various snacks that they do, the instant porridges and the cereals. And how this works is it's a screw mechanism where it's extruded and it builds up heat, and that essentially cooks your raw material. It gets extruded out the front in a pellet form. That then gets ground up, and that becomes your instant porridges. And because it's already been cooked in the process, we know you just add hot water, leave a couple of minutes, and you have a meal. The aqua feeds for the fish industry, the same process is used, and they can also assist with development of recipes for this. Pet foods, and this is just some pictures of the inside of their process and some processes that they've put in place. An extremely professional company and world-class without a doubt. Then we come to the company that I run, Agro-Processing Solutions. We add value in the sectors mainly of fresh fruit and vegetable process packaging. That is washing, peeling, cutting, dicing, drying. If you want to make a puree or juice, jams, we do ground nuts or peanut processing, edible oils. There are other items or products that we go into as well. We do honey, we do soya milk, tofu, and I cover a really wide variety of processing solutions within the agro space. And really, our client or our company provides solutions for single pieces of equipment or full line proposals. We provide the services to support these lines, as well as assist with staffing requirements specification to help you. And for us, it's about sustainability. As I said before, we don't want to put equipment down. We want to walk a road. We need sustainability to grow communities within the continent. We do plant layouts, so I would draw something depending on the size of the premises that you have to fit in what we need to fit in equipment and solution-wise. We assist with business plans and feasibility studies, and then obviously the after sales and the spares assistance is vital that we walk that road. But what we do with the after sales and assistance, we ideally would like to have somebody trained within the country that we're working. We do not want to make you dependable on ourselves. We want to make people or create an environment where people can stand on their own and not become reliant on other people around them. Just an example of a mango processing line. This was a processing line that I drew up for a client in West Africa, where the mangoes would come in, they would be washed, they would be destoned, they would be pulped through a finisher, be kept in a tank and go through a pasteurization process and be held at that temperature in a hot tank. From there, some of the pulp would be drawn off to blend juices. The juices would then go to packaging lines and right to the end product. And we could look after the whole process from the fruit coming in right up to the packaged product at the end. In this instance, some of that pulp would be taken off and there were jam pots where we're cooking jam, holding the jam, filling the jam. Also, what they wanted to do is they wanted to peel mangoes and slice mangoes. We had a system of washing, peeling the mango automatically, and then manually just slicing the mango, taking it off the stone, cutting it into wedges, going into a glass jar. The jars were filled manually, going into an autoclave, and then onto the labeling. And this is just to give you an example of what we can do. No two systems look the same. It's entirely dependent on what the entrepreneur is looking for. We have acha plants. This is an acha plant that we drew up in South Africa, just to make sure it fits within the building and assisting with the layout of the building to accommodate the process. On the ground nut, peanut butter or ground nut butter, we have systems where we can handle from the incoming through the cleaning, the preparation, the roasting, the grinding of the peanuts, the adding of any additives that need, like emulsifiers and so forth, that need to be added onto the packaging of the peanut into a jar. That's a fairly large scale where we're doing 1,000 or 500 kilograms an hour. However, we also do small scale nut butter processing, where we look after the entrepreneur, people entering the market who has a small process. We are there to assist with equipment that can give reliable and sustainable product. And that would also be from the de-skinning, the de-shelling, up to the roasting and the actual grinding of the peanut butter itself on a small scale. On the vegetable processing side, this is where I have some local suppliers, but most of my suppliers would come from Europe, whereas we can process vegetables into, as you can see, cutting up, shredding, dicing, slicing, French fries, and that is all done on state-of-the-art, world-leading equipment. This is a fruit processing line that went into West Africa mainly for mangoes, where we start off with the washing of the product. It gets taken into the plant, where there is manual intervention on the manual tables for slicing and cutting, or there is automatic peeling onto automatic cutting and processing, which I will get to in a minute. And then we can slice, we can chunk, and ideally, or this is the precursor to the dryers we spoke about. And you can see the trays there going for drying. And this process can also be, it can be as manual or as automated as you wish, or as your budget allows. So, and this is where we do bespoke solutions for clients. We can put it together within the budget and then always upgradable at a later stage once the company grows. The same company, just doing pineapple processing. And then I have a supplier out of India, a very reputable third generation company that does edible oil plants, from flaxseed, cottonseed, sunflower, soya, a wide variety of oils that they can do, and they can do from the processing right through to the refined product. I'm actually busy quoting somebody in South Africa at the moment for a sunflower seed oil plant at the moment. Packaging. My sister company, an ex-colleague of mine, he runs the packaging side of the company, and these packages, this is all for liquid packaging, and this is built locally in Cape Town, and we supply throughout the world. Some of the examples of products that we have filled in the past, just from a packaging perspective, have quite a broad experience in this field. Just wanting to go down. Sorry. Oh, excuse me, my impression seems to have frozen. I'll just wait for it to. There we go. I've got some videos here. I won't go through them all in length. I don't think we've got enough time for that. But just to give you some examples of manual packaging lines. This line, for instance, is running in Kenya at the moment, where the person has got 8 of these fillers. Once they've manufactured the juice, they fill in-house, and then they can provide locally or they can export. Very simplistic equipment, easy to maintain, and really good startup equipment. And then just move on to the next one. I think you've got the gist of that. And sorry, Mark. This is a small juice plant in Cape Town that we put up. And this would be really starting to enter the commercial stage of the process. Once again, we would cover from the juice coming in through to the blending, the packaging into bottles, and right, as you will see shortly, to the shrink wrap end product. Again, this is entry level, so the capping is done by hand. And as the company grows, so they can add more equipment to do that automatically. There we go. At the bottom here in the middle, you can see this is a filler we built for a Zimbabwean company that manufactures jam. Again, in the agro filling space, they just were looking for a filler to fill their jars with the jam. And anybody from Zimbabwe would know this brand very well. As I said, I don't want to run every video through completely. I don't think we would have enough time for that. Then we go to very simplistic solutions like this pineapple, where this pineapple is cut to the correct size that can then be sliced for canning. We can go from that very manual system to a more automated system. And this is from one of my agencies that I have running out of Italy. You can see the whole pineapple is placed and it is processed on a lot more automated manner. Then I just want to go to some vegetable processing. This is a line of a very good entry-level line. Once you are entering the commercial phase of your vegetable processing, really good equipment from Europe that can do a wide variety of fruit, vegetable, grating, julienne, French fries, dicing, slicing. It is incredibly versatile line that can do many different products on the same line, also handling very many different kinds of fruit and vegetables on the same line. So once again, we can assist with the equipment from your produce coming in right up to the end product, either packaged or dehydrated or whatever the end requirement is that you have. We can assist with the entire turnkey process. I'll just go on just a little while longer. I'm not going to run the whole video because all they do is they go through various processes or various vegetables that they process, and they all remain the same. Just to show the versatility of the of the equipment. Good. Guys, thank you very much. That was a very short presentation from myself on what we can do. There are many other things that we do as well. Here are my contact details. Please feel free to contact me via email address or via WhatsApp, or you can give me a call. I'm always available. We are here to assist. We are to walk a road with people, and if it can be in an advisory capacity or if we can provide equipment and solutions for you. Obviously, our business is about providing solutions, but we are here to help people move forward. Primarily, that is why we are here, and we are here to advise and assist as far as we can. I'm just going to stop the sharing. If anybody needs my email address and WhatsApp number, I will put it in the messages. So yes, that is the Iliad Processing Solutions. As far as possible, we do work with equipment manufactured in South Africa. We believe in supporting local, but there is some equipment that we do need to import to do things correctly. But even in that space, so the South African market or South African suppliers are growing, and hopefully in the not too distant future, some of the equipment we are importing from Europe, we could be manufacturing in South Africa as well. Thank you so much, and I'm open to any questions or that you might have.
Great. Thank you so much, Peter. Thank you. Well, so ladies and
I
gentlemen
think you're
in
on
the
mute,
room.
Madeleine. I think you're on
Oh,
mute.
sorry. Am I un no, I am unmuted. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Yeah, yeah. Great. Okay, so thank you everyone. Thank you so much for that presentation,
Sorry,
Peter.
guys, I can't hear anything. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can
Yes,
hear
Peter,
you,
we can
Peter.
hear you. We can hear you, Peter.
We can hear you. All right, so it will really just be time for us to network. It's networking time, and I would like to invite everyone. I hope you've prepared your 1 minute intro that you can do for us. Then, while you are introducing yourself, you can ask the question that you might have, or you might even have a solution. Who knows? We are here to share not only problems, but more to share solutions. Right. So who want to start? Uh,
Sorry, Madeleine. I lost my system was muted, so apologies. I didn't hear you, but I'm back now.
Now you're back. Great. No, but we could hear you. We could hear you. Great. All right. So it will be really just networking time now. So I was just advising everyone, introduce yourself. Take a few seconds to introduce yourself, and you can ask the question that you might have. So shall we start with Veronica? I'm just going through the list as it presented in front of me. Veronica, are you ready to speak?
Good morning, everybody. Sorry, I can't use my camera. I hope you can all hear me.
Yes, we can.
I'm dialing in from South Africa, Johannesburg. My name is Veronica. Thanks so much for having me. Amazing presentation, Peter. So by introduction, I run two organizations. One is an NGO to develop women in agriculture and agribusiness called Africa Women in Agriculture. And the second one is a social enterprise called Kijani Blue Agribusiness, and we focus on manufacturing, growing production and manufacturing of superfoods, specifically with moringa. My question, I think, for now is cold pressing for startups. If you have anything, Peter, I think I did see oil. What was that? I think what I saw was a sort of a heavy duty. I don't know if you have
Yes,
something for cold
what
pressing
what
small.
what what we
Thanks.
can do is, funnily enough, Veronica, thank you very much. I am busy at the moment getting costing together for also a woman who wants to cold press more on the juice side on
Mhm.
various fruits and vegetables to create a health drink. But I have got access to cold pressing. At the next week, I'm busy doing testing on wheatgrass. We're running a pilot
Okay.
project, which is the project in the Eastern Cape I was talking about. It is the first kickoff of the FBSA, the entrepreneurial program there. So yes, we definitely can assist with products like moringa. Yes.
Awesome. Maybe the second question very quickly is, do your machines have an alternative, rather, do you package your machines with energy saving or energy alternative source other than electricity?
A lot of them can't. The only one that we can really run without electricity is your dehydrators, which they do have solar options there. Unfortunately, the majority of the rest of our equipment does require power to run. So that would be very difficult unless you have your own solar system that can assist. I know there is somebody who's recently joined the group that is a solar expert that can assist with solar, and he aims at the agro space. But myself, I am not a solar expert.
Okay. I think I'll stop there for now. Thank you so much for the opportunity, Madeleine.
Thank
Thank
you
you.
so much, Veronica.
Just to add up
Right.
something there, excuse me, Madeleine. Peter, I think when we speak about Africa, especially in terms of manufacturing, that is maybe a question we can discuss, like you say, with manufacturer. You see, Veronica just asked a very important question, strategic question there. You know, machinery, alternative machinery adapted to African context. It's something maybe we should look up on that, because it's a huge market also there. Because when we speak about developing Africa, we have also to take into consideration, you know, the issue of power, you know, electricity and stuff like that. But when we have alternative machine, that's where the issue of manufacturing in the rural area will take off. So I think Veronica just put a very, very important question there. We all, I mean, have to look at that issue, maybe take it another level of manufacturer of machinery to look also in that issue. Thanks very much.
Thanks, John. I agree with you entirely. And some of the cold presses that we have, for instance, just to use that as an example, you can they're hydraulically driven, so you can have a pump, a manual pump that you can use to hydraulically activate the cylinder that pushes out. But for Veronica's specific application, like moringa, which is not it's a leaf. It's not a fruit that would juice fairly easily. You would need very high pressure, and for that you would need a screw press. So unfortunately, in that instance, the only alternative is to use electricity. But there are other equipment, there are other pieces of equipment that very well can be done manually. And I do agree with you, John. Thank you very much.
Thank you for that. Definitely, we need to try and find alternative power source in Africa. I know we do have them. We just need to implement them. Thank you. Next on my list is Shingai Ngara. Are you ready to speak? Hello, Shingai. Right. If Shingai is not ready to speak, Dorian. Dorian, are you there? Can you speak? Dorian, Shingai, not ready to speak yet, but whenever you are ready, please let us know. Velma?
Good morning, Madeleine. Good morning, all. This is Velma from Kenya. Thanks for the session. I think for me, it's just the first time that I have managed to join. I work with a company called Amila Africa, which is based in South Africa. But for me, I'm based in Kenya. So we do consulting for trade-related programs. And for me, I work within the Department for SME Development. So for me, this session was mainly a learning session. So I don't have any direct question as of now, but maybe in the future discussions I would. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Velma. Yes, thank you so much for that. And thank you for joining in. Right, Blossom, ready to speak? Oh, Blossom is on hold, I see. Okay. Oh, Nalena. Oh, Dr. O. Yes, joining. Your turn to speak.
Unmute? Yeah.
Yes.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Okay. Thank you so much, Madeleine, for organizing this. I'm just sorry that I came a little bit late. And Peter, you have really inspired me. I am based in Gaborone, Botswana. I have several commitments with with NGOs that are aimed at developing people, the environment, the economy. And in one of the villages, I'm heading to a meeting just now, as soon as I finish this, about 10 minutes from here. One of the villages there that I'm chairperson of the trust, the Village Development Trust, where I'm trying to encourage that we utilize land that is totally underutilized. Our people may be poor in terms of finance, but they have access to land which lies underutilized. And so one of the things, given the state of Botswana economy now, is that I'm very much interested in pushing communities to drive for food sustainability. And therefore to encourage, so that our trust works with people with land, to make sure that we produce food, we process food, we also take care of our natural harvests like murula, moringa, and several other trees that are growing in the wild and are not looked after to generate, to ensure that they produce, they can live longer, and we can actually harvest them sustainably for several products, including medicinal, feed, and food. So I am very much, I hadn't even thought of the processing part of the project, because we are just literally, we registered a month ago. And so I'm going to a meeting where we are saying, how do we now take our objectives and actually grow food and feed, process food, and actually enter into the trade business with people who have land, which they will work in consultation with, in partnership with the village trust. So village trust, but individual plots. So I would be really interested in networking with people who are already in the agro-processing sector. Of course, we have to start small, but we also have to think big in terms of eventually we have to be able to produce for the continent.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. Possibly what I can suggest, I'm currently dealing with a person in Botswana, and I'm not going to mention names unless I've spoken to the person first. Okay. And I'm dealing with him at the moment for peanut butter as well as honey processing. Okay. He's also based in Gaborone. So maybe what I can do is I can put the two of you in contact, and you can contact him, and who knows where that goes from there.
Thank you. Thank you. Mehdi has my contacts, so, you can link us.
100%. And it's about networking. We can do so much more together as opposed to being on our own.
Exactly.
Yeah, I just wanted to capitalize there very quick. Remember, every African raw material transformed, even if sold in $1 to 1.3 billion consumer African, make you a billionaire. That's why this program is very, very important. I repeat, every raw material from Africa transformed and sold in $1, even 50 cents, sold in 1.3 billion consumer in Africa, make you a billionaire. So this thing of manufacturing, agro-process, is really the turning point of Africa development. Ladies and gentlemen, it's very, very important. Let's stop blaming colonialism. Let's stop blaming this one or that one. We have the land. We have our own raw materials. Come on, guys, wake up. I'm speaking as somebody that have the experience, that understand, and you can hear the way Peter is explaining. Look, South Korea, before becoming the powerful country that it is now, started with small machinery, very small machinery. Everybody started putting it in the garage or in the smaller room. And coming back to what my sister was saying, you don't have to start with a big machinery, just a small machinery.
Amen. Yeah.
From the garage, from your room, and you start growing, and that you will end up with a big machine. So you don't need to go big. Just start with that little machine that costs nothing. Let's stop giving excuses. Oh, come on, and fight against one another. And we have the land, and the land. So, guys, really, this is what RPG is all about. You know, bringing agri-entrepreneur at the center of development of Africa. Trust me. And 50 years from now, we will not be speaking about the gold, about the diamond, or anything. It will be about African agricultural raw material. So grab this opportunity, be in touch with Madeleine, with RPG, be in touch with people like, people like Peter are people that we call technical partner for agriculture development in Africa. Those are the people that we need because we have the land, we have the landscape, we have everything. And when we work hand by hand, from the small machinery to the big machinery, from the small raw material change onto something that go onto the supply chain, you are already a billionaire. You are already a millionaire. You don't have to fight. You have just to apply those little principles like this, and you will see things will change. Thanks very much.
Great. Thank you so
Thank
much,
you.
John, for
Amen
that
to that.
passion. That's so passionate about Africa's development. Right, let's continue. Let's continue. Yeah, thank you, Agia, for joining us. Yes, we joined a bit late, but all good. Good to have you. And you get ready to share your your business, introduce yourself. Let's go to Emma. Emma, are you around? Are you able to speak? Right. If Emma is not able to speak, Agia, do you want to speak?
Yes, I'll be grateful if I have better opportunity.
Yes, your turn. Your opportunity is given to you now.
Thank you very much, and thank you for the organizers. You've done a wonderful job, and thanks for all the participants. Sorry for being late. I'm so glad to just join the conversation, and I know I will have the full recording later on after the conversation. What I want to say is agribusiness in Africa has received less attention. Using Ghana as an example, you believe Ghana as an agricultural country where we say the economic backbone is agriculture, have less than 10 or I think 7 agricultural universities. But we talk of nursing training and teacher training colleges over 40 and 50 plus. So you could see the deficiency. So what I have always been advocating for is until Africans started small, like just one of the participants just said, is passion. Until we start small, adding value to the little that we produce, we are not going to get anywhere. We are not going to see the business in agriculture. Ghanaian farmers and African farmers in general have not taken agriculture as a business, but they take it as a traditional thing. And they just always produce a little and maybe always getting raw materials. So this is the time African entrepreneurs must come together, unite, create partnerships, and also establish an inter-African trade so that what we could do is we can feed the African nation and even and beyond and export. So my little contribution is using this platform as an opportunity to leverage on the expertise available, the resources available, to create partnership between ourselves so that we can move forward. So that those of us who are started can learn, mentor those ahead of us. And also, one basic challenge is market and financing in that business financing Africa as a whole. So if the platform can also uh, have some systems in place to support in that those areas, I think it will be very, very helpful. Thank you very much for the opportunity.
Thank you so much. Margot, can you put on the chat the Trade Mzansi link? Yes, Agia, we do have a solution for access to market and access to finance. My colleague will put the link on the chat where you could actually visit Trade Mzansi, which is a platform that we put at entrepreneurs actually put together to facilitate access to market of African products, but also access to finance. On the platform, you will be able to list your products onto the marketplace. It has a marketplace, and you will be able to submit your funding request. So just ensure you know funders. They want to make sure that you have a business plan, that you are basically funding ready. And that is one thing, another service that we can offer. If your business is not yet funding ready, we will be able to assist you to ensure that your business is ready to actually receive funding. So please make contact with us. Margot, you can put your email there. So if you need any service from what we do offer, please do get in touch with us so we can see what are your needs and see how we can actually support you. This whole platform that we do have is to support the growth and development of entrepreneurs. So any need that you do have, please get in touch with us.
Madeleine, can I just say something quickly, just in just to agree with you, and I've seen it in the past, the value of a decent bankable business plan. We've seen business plans in the past where unfortunately entrepreneurs have gone to the wrong people. They've paid money and they've got substandard business plans, and the finance houses throw them out. So please, I really appeal to everybody in this forum. If you need a proper bankable business plan, speak to Madeleine, because that's where it starts. If that's not correct, then the finances won't look at you.
Great, thank you so much. And we have the expert in the room in across sectors and industries. Right. Oh, Ijeoma, did you get a chance? Are you ready to say something?
Yes, good morning, everybody. Good morning,
Right, good morning. Morning.
Ijoma from Nigeria. I joined in late because of network. Nice presentation, Peter.
Thank you.
I work with Africa Project Development Center, an youth-led organization that empower women and youth, unemployed women and youth in climate smart agriculture, and then agro-processing and other things. So we work with smallholder farmers. We train unemployed women. We call them brownfield, people that don't have any knowledge in agriculture. So we train them in agriculture with the help of some donors. We train them in agriculture, help them start up, and then just to improve their economic livelihood and also nutritional livelihood, because malnutrition is one of the problems we have in Africa generally. So we're trying to combat malnutrition while helping them have a sustainable income for themselves. So we're open to businesses, we're open to partnership. We are open to whatever that concerns developing women and youth. Thank you.
Great. Thank you so much, Ijoma. Yeah, I'm sure definitely we always open for partnership based on the needs, and we have our technical partners that could actually accompany us. Thank you so much for introducing for the great work you're doing in Nigeria. Right. Next, Doris, are you able to say something?
Yes, thank you very much, Madam President, and good morning to everybody on the forum. I am coordinating the LWA in Zambia, and it's very interesting to listen to the comments so far. I'm totally in agreement with what's been said. It saddens me at the same time to realize that Africa is still speaking of malnutrition, which is a disgrace. It saddens me that in Africa we're still failing to manage the energy resources. I, for one, coming from Zambia, it's not load shedding. We have blackouts. Sometimes we only have electricity once a week, maybe for 30 minutes, maybe for an hour or two. Now, this is absolutely counterproductive. I'm really happy to have heard about the scalable approach to industry. And I'm really very pleased, finally, we've got the Mzansi platform. Many of the interests that we have in Zambia, 99% are looking for partners because many of them are financially challenged because of the economy at the moment in Zambia. We have got clients who have land to sell. Like our colleague said, in Botswana, they have land. In Zambia, there is huge tracts of land that are up for sale. Farming land, including land which could be used for solar farming as well. We have clients who are very interested in partnering in honey production, goat production, production of soya and sunflower. The opportunities are so many. And as Peter emphasized, a proper bankable business plan is very important. Many of our people do not want to pay for a bankable business plan. They see that cost as punitive, and yet that is a gateway to them accessing funds. So I'm in full agreement and support. And at the same time, as an African, I'm ashamed that we keep on repeating the same excuses. It's time for us, as John said, to get up and use what we have, as small as it is, and end up being net exporters of food and products from Africa. So I am open. I am overwhelmed with requests for partnering. So I'm ever at your disposal to play my part to develop our continent. Thank you, Madam President, and thank you to everyone on the forum.
Thank you, Doris. Thank you, Doris, for just giving us some light about Zambia. And we can only pray that the blackout will be solved so that work can continue. Right. Veronica, I see your hand. Yes, you can go ahead.
Thanks, Madam Madeleine. I just wanted to ask how can we communicate with the with the group after the meeting, because I can see a lot of, this is my first one, and I didn't mention earlier, this is my first, and I'm super excited. I can see quite a bit of areas of collaboration, if anything, learning from just across the neighbor. I'm in South Africa, Zambia, Botswana, Gaborone. You know, there's so much to learn and exchange, and I really want to get in touch with different people after this. I just want to know the mechanism. Thank you so much.
Okay, great. We'll share with you the WhatsApp link. Doris, are you there? Are you able to share the APG link that where most of our, business partners are, entrepreneurs mainly? You'll be able to actually get in touch there. But yeah, so
Okay.
we'll share the WhatsApp link that everyone belongs to. Great. Right.
Okay.
Giselle. So let me see. Who did I miss? Emma still not able to speak? Emma? Righty?
Hello,
Giselle?
everyone.
Hello, welcome.
Yes, I'm Giselle. I'm working for LWE. I'm in charge of all French-speaking delegate. Thank you.
Great. Thank you, Giselle. Is our Francophone lady that is in charge of APG delegates, French-speaking APG delegates. Who did we miss? Just trying to see. Some people could not speak. Emma, I see your hand. Yes, go ahead.
Good morning, Madeleine. My name is Emma from Kenya. I actually joined the forum on referral, and I'm actually a farmer. I do horticultural farming. That is, I specialize in capsicums, cucumbers, tomatoes, cherry tomatoes, basically agriculture. I'm in the production line in the farm. So I look forward to engaging more with the participants and networking for better processing and getting an agripreneur in a better place, and especially for the women in Africa. Thank you.
Thank you so much, and well done, Emma, for that work. I'm sure it must be an interesting, venture that you into. And yeah, definitely we are open for collaboration, for discussion, for further engagement. For those who will be in APG in November, we will actually have tours in different farmers. Depending on your need, you might be able to see what you would like to see, but also connect with other farmers around South Africa. So if you are not yet ready to come to APG, please do register and come. Blossom. Let us hear from you. I saw your hand.
Hello and good morning, Madeleine. Good morning to everyone. Thank you all, Peter and John, and every participant. I am a Cameroonian who is currently in South Africa. I work as a project control specialist, nothing to do with agriculture. So I'm sort of new to this whole concept. Join is because I have a passion and I'm aspiring agripreneur, and I believe I'm in the right place. So I really like the fact that there will be a link and the interaction with others that have to partner. I have a few vision about Africa, which I see most people have already shared. I like the fact that there are women that are catering for women farmers in terms of the trust. I like the grain production because I'm looking at Mozambique. I've done a bit of a research and I know Peter is nodding, I can see with the grain production there. So I'm glad, Madeleine, for this forum. because it will afford me that opportunity to tap into the wealth of knowledge that I see here and I've listened to. So I look forward to collaborating and also joining other people already in the business. Thank you very much, Madeleine. And hopefully I see you at APG in
Great.
November.
Thank you, Blossom. Thank you so much, Blossom. Great. All right. So, did I miss anyone? Anyone else want to say a last word before we adjourn the meeting? If there's any final comment, Peter, I see a hand from Emma. Emma, is that an old hand or a new one?
Sorry, it's the old hand. Sorry.
No problem. No problem. Great. Any
Madeleine,
final word, Peter?
from my side, I just want to thank you very much for this opportunity. It is something that is very close to my heart, and that is taking hands and walking with entrepreneurs, because that's the future. It's the future of our country. It's the future of our continent. And I truly believe, as I said previously, it's in networking. It's in the people we take hands with and walk a road with. To do things on our own makes it very, very difficult. And we would like to be one of those people that just really take hands and walk forward. It's about sustainability. It's about success. It's not about putting down a piece of equipment. It's about building relationships and with people and walking forward. So I really, really thank you for this opportunity, and hopefully we can deal with each other going forward.
Right.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Now we look forward to seeing you at APG, where people can now see you in flesh.
Absolutely.
Right. So there's still some few hands. Veronica, again, is it a new or old hand?
It's a new one. Thanks very much. I just wanted to just have an idea on your take, because it's my first time. So I strongly believe that agro-processing for the continent should be approached from a cottage industry development, because of our skills levels, infrastructure challenges, etc. So we are better off developing agro-processing or any other industry from a small size startup going and scaling from there. Perhaps you've discussed this in your previous settings, but I just wanted to know your take, and maybe we can discuss it another time. And this is just my experience from working with women in South Africa, developing women in agriculture. There's a lot of gaps that it's important to start from cottage, and I know that it was discouraged at some point. Thank you so much.
Exactly. I think John was saying that we can start in your garage, actually in your room. And that is really what will take us forward. And Peter has mentioned that with the network that they're working with, they have capability to supply any size machinery that will allow entrepreneurs in Africa to start at whatever level, whatever capacity that they do have. Peter, do you have any?
Veronica, thank you. I agree with you 100%. And one of the women that we're dealing with in the Eastern Cape at the moment is a young lady that started a juice pressing business in her kitchen. And she bottles, and she has clients, she has supermarkets that she supplies. And to me, that shows that the person is willing to go the extra mile. If I was to invest personally, I would invest in somebody who's already doing it, who's taken the trouble, who's taken the knocks, who's struggled, but yet she's doing it. She's not just standing waiting for somebody to do it for her. So that to me is where the cottage industry is absolutely vital, because it teaches us important lessons, those school lessons that we rather pay there, those school fees that we rather pay there than going into business because we received money from somebody, but we don't really know what we're doing.
Definitely,
so much.
definitely, I will agree with that. And Veronica, that's very, very important question that can go even in the level of provoking big reforms in the parliament, you know. But we are not here to talk about politics. We want to focus on individuals, and that's why the right information must reach the right people, and the people like you, Veronica. And you see, when we speak about regional integration, this is what about, You know, when the region integrate, business opportunity become wide, and that way people become rich, you know. And the issue, you say yourself, Veronica, you want to network with, you can see the platform bring people from all over Africa. And when people from all over Africa gather together, business open up, opportunity open up, and the chance for poverty to be won become a reality. Become a reality. You see. So small machinery, you know, little raw material, sold not only in Africa, but now we're talking about the BRICS. Remember that. When we speak about the BRICS, we're talking about another explosive, huge market where Africans have the chance now to go in. Come on, guys, BRICS. And South Africa represent BRICS in Africa. So it's a very good news for South African themselves. You know, when it comes about South Africa, let's speak about the reality. In South Africa, we have technology advantage compared to other African countries. Now, when we only consider that technology advantage and we network with the rest of the continent, it's already a very huge opportunity. It resolves already the problem of job creation, only through agriculture. So maybe we need people like you, Veronica, to see a little bit more further and change the dynamics, because we have that advantage, competitive advantage in South Africa. We only need to click, you know, to plug with the rest of the continent. And this issue of poverty, jobless, whatever, will end. So yeah, we're talking about regional integration because we believe that the solution for South Africa in employment is in regional integration, not only from South Africa, any African other country will be through regional integration. And when we speak about regional integration, we're talking about technical partners, people like peers, technical partners, and then people who have land, and then people who have the skills. And when we bring them together, come on, guys, we're not going to fight against each other. That's the solution that we need. And that's why I want to encourage women. You see, I believe in women in Africa. They are the one who will change the dynamics. When discussion like this happen, the first to show up are women, because they understand the economic dynamics of African development. So really, kudos to you, ladies, and looking forward to see you in RPG, where we can take it from there with Peter and other technical partner and change Africa. It's possible. Let's not sing the song of poverty in Africa. Let's not sing the song of, some organizations are only there just to make Africans survive. It doesn't make sense. You know, we have to take leadership in terms of agriculture because we have the land. And now we have our own. Peter is a South African. He's an African. Amen. We don't have to call a French guy, an American guy, you know. So we have our own Africans sitting here with the expertise. So let's use that, you know, and you will see everyone will become billionaire in Africa. Thanks very much.
Great, thank you. I think passion is rising high, but we only have 10 minutes left. I saw a few hands before. I know, Peter, your heart is burning again, but I'll give you later. I saw a few hands. Emma, is it a new or old hand? Right, Doris, is it a new or old hand?
It's new. It's just in conclusion when we speak of Africa. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, Africa is a country. I don't look at it as a diversified continent. Africa is one. Africa is a space, a country. And I really like the comments on the cottage industry. It reminded me, just for your information, in Zambia, next to nobody grows button mushrooms. We import almost all the button mushrooms from South Africa. That is a huge opportunity And it's quite simple to grow oyster and button mushrooms. It's not rocket science. And also, we import much of the tomato paste, and thousands of kilos of tomatoes are thrown away. So I'm very optimistic that if we all work together, we shall achieve something. Thank you.
Thank you indeed. Thank you indeed. And that's what the introduction of Peter was. We sell raw material, we import finished good, but at what price? You know, or we let our raw material rotten and we import processed good at what price? I'm sure discussions like this can only revolutionize our mind so we can come up with African solutions to African problems. Right. Peter, you want to have your final word?
Sure, Madeleine, thank you. I think I've said most of what I want to say, and I'm very much in agreement with what most people have said here today. Let's take hands and make it happen, because we can either sit and talk about it or we can do it, and the only way we're going to do it is together.
Great. Yeah, the only way we're going to do it is together. And if there's no more comments, I would like to suggest that we adjourn the meeting. We're almost on time. And thank you so much for joining us this morning. And now you are free. Your weekend is free, you know, after this meeting, after feeding yourself with some important information for Africa, for your business, and for everyone. Veronica, please you can get in touch with me if you need to continue the discussion, but also feel free to join the group. And what else? Join us next Saturday. We don't know yet what topic we will develop next Saturday, but it will be definitely an interesting topic that will be of interest to all the stakeholders around the continent as we continue to build up toward our APG in November. Thank you so much. And I would like to say goodbye to everyone and enjoy the rest of your weekend.
Thank you so much. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye. Bye-bye, everybody.
Thank you and goodbye, everyone.